He had no deal, no money, no invitation to the table. Today, Jay-Z doesn't just have a seat. He owns the room and the building it's in. This isn't a rags to riches tale, and it's definitely not some polished fairy tale about a rapper from Brooklyn who made it big. This is a story of a hidden empire, engineered in silence, a power structure so discreet. If you don't know it existed, it's because you were never supposed to. A $200 million mansion in Malibu. No gate, no gold, not a single clear photo on Google Maps. Just slabs of concrete slicing through the coastline like a whisper. But that's just the surface. Behind it, a $2 million investment in Uber that quietly ballooned into over $70 million. A champagne deal so strategic. Even LVMH had to play ball. And a talent agency that doesn't just manage artists, it manages American culture itself. If you think it all ends with music, you're wrong. Because at minute 12, a number drops one that left even Jay-Z's inner circle speechless. And it might just make you rethink everything you know about success. Ready, we're about to step into a world where money moves silently and power wears no name tag. At first glance, it looks like a sculpture carved into the California coastline. But this isn't just real estate, it's a message, carved in concrete and silence. Jay-Z and Beyoncé's $200 million Malibu mansion is the most expensive home ever sold in California. Designed by legendary architect Tadao Ando. The property doesn't flaunt wealth, it erases the need to. There's no gate for paparazzi to camp outside, no sprawling columns, no shimmering chandeliers, just 40,000 square feet of intentional minimalism. This fortress sits above the Pacific, invisible from the road, unreachable without clearance. It wasn't built for comfort, it was built to broadcast control without ever saying a word. Tadao Ando, known for concrete poetry, also designed Kanye West's $57 million Malibu home. But Jay-Z's version, it doesn't copy the blueprint, it multiplies it. Clean lines, gallery-grade walls, and skylit courtyards hint at a deeper function. This is a museum disguised as a home. Rumors whisper of a private art collection inside Basquiat. Hearst, Richard Prince adding tens of millions to the real value. But Jay-Z doesn't post walkthroughs or welcome film crews. He doesn't need to, because this house isn't for show, it's for signal. No viral drone shots, no house tour videos, just whispers in real estate circles about underground systems, surveillance tech, and drone jammers. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you were never meant to. And that's the point. In a world where most celebrities try to be seen, Jay-Z built a mansion that disappears on purpose. While the world still saw Jay-Z as just a rapper, he was already writing term sheets that would outlast platinum plaques. In 2011, he quietly invested $2 million in Uber. No press release, no red carpet announcement, just a clean transaction through Marcy Venture Partners, named after the Brooklyn housing project that raised him. By the time the world caught on, that investment had grown into a $70 million stake. And it wasn't luck. It was foresight, strategy, and most importantly, access. Unlike other celebrities who chase flashy brand deals, Jay-Z didn't endorse Uber, he didn't promote it. He owned it before most people even understood what it was. This wasn't venture capital as a hobby. This was venture capital as a weapon. While fans were using Uber to catch rides to his concerts, he was quietly collecting upside on every ride they booked. There were no photos, no champagne popping moments, just a silent move that repositioned hip-hop inside Silicon Valley. Not as a trend follower, but as a stakeholder. Compare that to most celebrity investments, quick cash grabs, endorsement deals, or co-branded vodka lines. Jay-Z stayed in the shadows, demanded equity, and took a seat at the boardroom. He didn't just want a piece of the action, he wanted a say in how the system worked. And when Uber went public, he didn't just ring the bell, he rang in a new era where hip-hop didn't chase tech money, it became tech money. Some celebrities collect cars, Jay-Z and Beyoncé collect statements on wheels. There are no leased Lamborghinis, no basic Bugattis from a dealership floor. Every vehicle in their garage is either one of one, custom built, or culturally iconic? Often all three. Start with the Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport, a $2 million hypercar. Gifted to Jay-Z for his 41st birthday, quad turbo, W16 engine, top speed of 254 mph. But this one isn't about speed, it's about status. Stitched into leather to match his private jet, a whisper of dominance at 200 mph. Then there's the Maybach Excelero, $8 million. Only one exists in the world. It looks like a stealth fighter. And Jay-Z drove it in the Lost One music video long before collectors started whispering about it in back rooms. But the crown jewel, the Rolls-Royce boat tail, a convertible so rare, it doesn't have a price tag. It has a legend, estimated at over 28 million, rumored to be co-designed by Beyoncé herself. It comes with a champagne fridge, butterfly wing trunk, rotating picnic stools built entirely by hand, and never driven publicly. These aren't just cars. They're moving artifacts rarely seen, almost never posted, and always surrounded by mystery. No paparazzi shots, no driveway photo shoots, just glimpses fleeting, intentional, because in the Carter world, a car isn't transportation, it's narrative, it's armor. And it moves with purpose through a luxury ecosystem that doesn't just exist, it evolves with them. When Jay-Z held up a gold bottle of champagne in a music video, most thought it was product placement. It wasn't. He owned the whole brand. Armand de Brignac, better known as Ace of Spades, wasn't just another luxury drink. It was Jay-Z's quiet rebellion. While other artists signed endorsement deals, he bought the label entirely. And when he sold 50% of it to LVMH, the most powerful luxury conglomerate on earth, the deal didn't just cash out, it redefined Jay-Z as luxury itself. Valuation over $600 million. But that number isn't the real flex. The real flex is this: Jay-Z took a little-known French champagne and through image, music, and myth, turned it into cultural currency. Clubs stopped with pouring Cristal. VIP started ritualizing Ace. It wasn't a bottle, it was a symbol. And Jay-Z controlled the lens it appeared through. But champagne was just the beginning. He used the same playbook for Douce Cognac, partnering with Bacardi to scale the brand. Then when Bacardi offered to buy him out, Jay-Z went public, and the leaked negotiation revealed something massive. His stake was worth over $750 million. He didn't just sell liquor, he sold legacy wrapped in black and gold. Neither brand was built for mass market. They weren't meant to outsell Moët or Hennessy. They were designed to outclass them in relevance. These bottles don't live on supermarket shelves. They show up on yachts, in penthouses, at Roc Nation brunches. They exist where perception shapes price, and Jay-Z controls perception. This wasn't about getting rich. It was about redefining status one sip at a time. Jay-Z didn't just build a company. He built a cultural operating system. Roc Nation began as a boutique talent agency. Today, it's an empire that manages not just artists, but narratives. Think about it. Rihanna, Jay, Cole, Alicia Keys, DJ Khaled. These aren't just clients. They're co-architects of a system that functions more like a private intelligence network than a label behind the scenes. Roc Nation deploys legal teams, brand strategists, IP lawyers, visual directors, a full-stack creative military. Artists don't just get promoted, they get positioned. But music is only one wing. Roc Nation Sports reps the likes of Kevin Durant and Saquon Barkley, not just as athletes, but as CEOs of their own image. It's not just about contract numbers, it's about controlling the frame. And Jay-Z, he's not just the founder, he's the architect of silence. Just like Putin never lets the camera catch him off guard. Jay-Z built an ecosystem where every exposure is calculated. Every reveal is strategic. You don't see Roc Nation by accident. You see what Jay-Z wants you to see. This is the quiet diplomacy of power. Producing the Super Bowl halftime show, partnering with the NFL and MLB, not to entertain, but to embed Roc Nation deep into American infrastructure. Even when he sold his stake in Tidal to Block Inc., it wasn't a retreat. It was a redirection leveraging access to plug into financial tech at scale. Roc Nation isn't middle management. It's not even a label. It's the backbone of modern celebrity influence, and Jay-Z wrote the source code. Jay-Z doesn't wear watches to tell time. He wears them to tell stories, to mark eras, to shift rooms without saying a word. Start with the Hublot Big Bang $5 million. Yes, that's the name and the price tag. Over 200 diamonds, including 6 stones larger than 3 carats each, worn once at a charity gala. It wasn't about elegance, it was about commanding attention. Then there's the Richard Mille RM 5601 Tourbillon Sapphire. Only a handful exist, fully transparent casing, every gear exposed like the engine of a spaceship, valued at over $2 million. He wore it at courtside next to billionaires and athletes because sometimes a wristwatch says more than a speech ever could. But these pieces aren't about wealth, they're about timing. Jay-Z doesn't flood Instagram with watch shots. He lets the paparazzi do the cataloging. One blurry photo from a party, suddenly that timepiece becomes headline news. It's chess, not checkers. He rotates watches for moments. A Patek Grand Complication for a Paris landing, a vintage Rolex for an art auction in Basel, a rare Audemars Piguet Royal Oak for a Roc Nation brunch. No digital flexing, no captions, just curated visibility. Because in Jay-Z's world, time is not measured in seconds, it's measured in leverage. Each tick is intentional. Each watch is a message. I move in silence until it's time to move the room. In the Billionaire playbook, real estate isn't where you live, it's where you plant your power. Jay-Z and Beyoncé don't just own homes. They control coordinates on a map where money and influence collide. Start with their East Hampton estate, acquired for $26 million during a market lull. Classic shingle-style mansion, Italian marble, floating glass staircase, waterfront, private, untouchable. But here's the twist. Its value didn't just grow from renovations. It grew because of who owns it. In the ultra-luxury market, the name on the deed rewrites the price tag. Then comes the Bel Air compound. 88 million expanded to over 100 million post-upgrades, 30,000 square feet of fortress-grade design, bulletproof glass, spa suites, 4 outdoor pools, smart home systems powered by Creston, the same tech used in Fortune 500 retreats. It's not just a house, it's an encrypted sanctuary. And finally, the $200 million Malibu fortress, designed by Tadao Ando. Minimalist, brutal, permanent, no columns, no chandeliers, just legacy in concrete. But here's the genius, they never buy at the peak. They enter when the world's distracted. They renovate with intent, and then they let brand value do the rest. Every location, New York, East Hampton, Bel Air, Malibu isn't random. It's a power grid culture, finance, media, luxury, in the Carter ecosystem. Real estate isn't square footage, it's symbolism, a reminder that influence doesn't need a key card. It needs a view from the know and the privacy to stay silent. In a culture addicted to oversharing, silence has become the final luxury, while celebrities live stream breakdowns and stage TikTok romances. Jay-Z and Beyoncé have turned privacy into a weapon of control. There are no live Q&As, no candid family vlogs, no clickbait interviews where they tell all. When they do appear, it's curated art. A photo inside the Louvre, a still from an unreleased Roc Nation event, a red carpet moment calculated to say exactly what they want and nothing more. Their relationship locked. No reality show, no couple goals circus. Even their children are shielded like state secrets, rarely photographed, never exploited. Birth announcements are delayed, edited, released like press statements, not parent updates. And yet, despite the silence, they dominate every room they enter. Remember the Lemonade era, the 444 response. They didn't deny the cracks. They turned pain into product albums. Exclusives, a tour that grossed $250 million. Controlled vulnerability, weaponized intimacy. Compare this to how power works on a geopolitical scale. Putin travels with decoys. uses identical jets, and keeps his inner circle airtight. Why? Because the fewer pieces you give away, the harder it is to be played. Jay-Z and Beyoncé follow the same rule. They don't fight the spotlight. They simply design its angle. Their silence isn't its absence. It's architecture, a structure stronger than any tweet, headline, or podcast appearance. In 2024, when everyone is screaming for attention, the loudest power move is knowing exactly what not to share. Jay-Z was never chasing fame. He was designing something else entirely, a system where power doesn't perform. It plans. From the Brooklyn projects to Malibu cliffs, he's built an empire that doesn't scream wealth. It speaks in silence, strategy, and symbols. A $200 million home you can't find on a map. A $70 million bet placed before the world blinked. A bottle of champagne that became more famous than its flavor. And a partner in Beyoncé who understands that the real currency isn't attention, it's control. Jay-Z doesn't flaunt. He curates. He doesn't flex. He positions. He didn't just step into the billionaire room. He rebuilt the entire floor plan and left the door locked behind him. So ask yourself, in a world obsessed with being seen, what kind of power hides in plain sight and still runs everything? Drop a comment. Do you think Jay-Z has mastered the art of invisible dominance? And tell us, who should we decode next?